Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the top tier Russian World War II battleship, and that is Project 24, or as I've renamed the original ship Kremlin and her sister ship that just came out in the most recent update, Komorov. And honestly, I was really excited for this ship, and she does not disappoint. This is an amazing ship. She is a very good sniper, and she's also a good ship to tank if you really need to. So let's take a look at her stats and see what we have. So we have 99,800 health. We have a 38% torpedo damage resistance. Armor wise, we have a belt of 430 millimeters, or about 17 inches. More than 20 inches on the turret faces, which is awesome. Russian thing is you will most likely never have your guns break. The ship will probably sink before your guns break. That's a thing we saw on the Dreadnought line, and it's also something we see on the World War II line. Very strong guns, armor-wise. Let's see what else do we have. Just see all the stats here. She's not very maneuverable, as you can see, 980 meter turning circle radius. So yeah, she doesn't turn exactly on a dime, but with her length, that's to be expected. Guns. We have three triple 457 millimeter guns, or 18-inch guns, two in the front, one in the back. And these guns are amazing. Really decent shell velocity and damages, 17,000 per shell damage. That's really good. Even the fire chance of 42.7%, it's really good as well. You can kind of see all the stats here. Main gun range of 24.1 kilometers. And secondary range of 5 kilometers. We have pretty decent secondary battery of 2 there, 2 here, and then 2 on each of the wings there. Your secondaries are not terrible, however their range is kind of limiting. Even Montana has 6.3 kilometer secondaries, so yours are pretty short ranged, especially compared to something like Grosse Kurfürst or H-42 with 8 kilometer secondaries, or Super Yamato and France with 7.2 kilometers. So yeah, you're definitely not a secondary ship at all. AA though, as you can see here, your midships is just full of AA mounts. Your AA stats are as follows here, which is actually pretty decent. I don't have any complaints about that. That's at over 460. It's like 472 or something like that. Something close to it. Regardless, you have a lot of DPS, which is good because you can't really turn that well to avoid torpedoes. To help you with your anti-aircraft measures, you have some fighters. The stats are there. You have 3 of them. And lastly, we have a speed of 29 knots. So we're faster than Super Yamato, faster than Montana, not faster than France, not faster than H-42. I think we're the same speed as L3, not as fast as Victoria. And I don't actually know how fast Katarina goes. She goes 28.5, so we're even faster than this one. So going back to why would you choose this one over the other top tier Russian battleship? Well, the Katarina has 4 quadruple 16-inch guns and has an unmatched alpha, AP alpha of over 200,000 damage, which this ship can't really touch, but she can also snipe at ranges a lot better than a Katarina. So this one's kind of a brawler in the fact that you just slap anything you see. And this one's more of a sniper where you slap things farther away. Both are amazing ships, but this one is exceptionally fun and is one of my favorite top tier ships. With it, let's toss her into a game and show you what she can do. Alright, here ourselves a game. Quite a few battleships, only 1 cruiser and 3 destroyers, so no carrier, which is fine with me. And a really good map for us, actually, so we should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Also, the camo is pretty nice. It doesn't have the kind of iridescent look like Musashi has, but I'm still not going to complain about it. Even when you look at it from this side, it looks just like a completely black colored ship, and it's very nice. Alright, so I'm going to go to the left as normal on this map. And we're just going to start sniping from range. I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied, so do keep that in mind. Alright, let's actually see what ships we're going up against. We have Komorov, Kurfürst, Montana, 2 Monarchs, a Yama, a Bismarck, a Fargo, 2 Shimas, and a Gearing. Alright, not the best, but okay. And we're just going to sit here, let's see, gun angles, something like that, which is actually pretty decent. Even on the nose, I would expect a lot of shells to ricochet at that kind of angle. Right, might as well put our fighter in the air. Actually, it's a helicopter. And we're just going to wait for some targets here. So there's a Monarch, Montana, and Yamato on that side. We have Kurfürst, Komorov, a Shimakaze. Well, let's see what we can do against this Kurfürst from here. Oh, and a Bismarck too. I do have her as a full accuracy build, or at least the module. I don't know if I have the crew skill yet. But as you can clearly see, she has exceptional accuracy even at far range. And if you're able to slap the broadside with that kind of accuracy, it definitely hurts. Oh, and there's another Monarch. The high explosive is best used against Monarchs, in my opinion. But armor piercing can sometimes do a citadel or two. It's very rare though, I would say. Ooh, 5 pounds. I'm not actually going to complain about that. Alright, let's see if we can show off the armor on Kremlin, since we have the enemy kind of giving us a broadside. And she is kind of turning in as well. We might not get the best angle, but we can see what we can do. So no citadels, but still was able to get over 31,000 damage. Yeah, that... you can't survive that very long. There's the Bismarck in the background, but we're going to see what we can do against this Kurfürst here. Pretty decent, and 30,000 damage in one salvo. Now there's actually a pesky little Gearing in front of us, so I think we actually have to start slapping that around. I get too distracted with long-range ships most of the time, and I have torpedoes in my side the next moment because all of a sudden there's a destroyer. There we go. I actually was able to get that with 6 ricochets. I didn't do any damage. That's interesting. And speaking of torpedoes, can we dodge? Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's slow back down. I need to spot the Monarch. Oh, she was right there. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, Bismarck. I'll take the Bismarck too. Bismarck can't take much more than 2 30,000 salvos, so let's see what we can do. Yep, 29,000, as expected. Let's see if we can get one more or two. She is healing, so it'll take a couple more. But you can clearly see how a good majority of your shells always make contact with the ship. 12,500. And there's nothing this Bismarck can really do against me. Alright, but let's come across on this other Kremlin because she's reversing right now and is very, very exposed to... Well, she's giving us her broadside right now, so let's go take advantage of that. Another 15k on Bismarck. And you can see how she's just melting. Don't know if I can clear this island now, but we're gonna try. Looks like we still can. Awesome. That is one of the drawbacks of having high velocity shells, is that your ability to lob over islands is reduced when compared to ships that have slower velocity shells. Well, it's a and or kind of situation. I don't think... Alright, so the Kremlin got away, or at least off the island. But we should still be able to do some decent amount of damage to this H-42 when she comes around. We're going to bring back our helicopter here. Even at that angle, I do expect, yep, at least a couple pens or so. And then we're really just trying to catch up with everyone. Let's see. Where are you guys all going? I don't even think you know. Ooh, but there's a Shima. So you are a priority right now. Even if I have high explosive or armor piercing loaded, it's still gonna do a ton of damage. And there we go. Turned in for the torpedoes that I kind of figured were on their way. That does put me a little close. Ooh. Awesome. Let's see what we can do against Kremlin now. That is a slightly better angle. Yep, there we go. Twin Citadel for almost 50,000 damage. And I think we're in H-42... 8 kilometers. We're in our secondary range, so we kind of have to pull back here. So we can dodge some more torpedoes while we finish off this Komorov. Didn't dodge that one. We are kind of broadside right now, but I don't mind. We're getting ourselves in a better position to take on these other two battleships once we finish off the Shima and the Bismarck. Alright, you're almost in second range. There goes the Bismarck. And what do we have? Monarch and Kurfürst. Okay. Trying to secondary kill this Shimakaze so you can see what the secondaries are like. But I feel like we need to shoot this Kurfürst real quick. Almost to 5 kilometers. Almost 33,000 damage. Alright, so here are the secondaries. They're actually pretty decent secondaries. They just don't really have a lot of range, is their main drawback. And since we're not going to be able to get out of secondary range of Kurfürst anytime soon, might as well just take it all we have to. But Monarch's presenting us a very good side shot. 27,000 damage. Secondaries are still opening up on the Shima. She should be sunk pretty soon, actually. Just trying to dodge any torpedoes that might be on their way. Right, so there goes the Shima. We should be able to finish off this Monarch if the shells clear the wreck. Almost. That definitely hurt from the Kurfürst there. But we have a heal up. Let's put our secondaries on the Monarch. We might be able to finish her off that way. Let's just do some more trunk damage on the H-42 here. I kind of want to bow in as well. And stop giving complete broadside to everyone. And that means I should be able to finish off the stage 42 in a moment. Oh, almost. Though I think another ship's going to get it before I do. Yep, there we go. But I'm not too disappointed with the damage I'm assuming we got. Let's take a look. $407,000 damage, 3 ships are sunk, 134 shell hits, 5 aircraft shot down, 5 citadels, 72 secondary hits, for over 8,200 base XP. 397 of that alone was in armor-piercing shells, and less than 10,000 was in high-explosive secondary shells. That being said, though, we did over 14,000 damage on that Shimakaze, and probably a lot of that was from the secondaries. So if you ever have a destroyer at 5 kilometers or less, for whatever reason, your secondaries will do some decent damage against it, but anything else is kind of just worthless. But yeah, as you can clearly see, the ship is really, really, really powerful. At long range, you have good firepower for long range sniping, as we were just absolutely annihilating the Bismarck. And then if you're at close range, you have good enough armor that you can kind of bow tank. And you still have 2/3 of your armament, and you can still do a lot of damage. And your secondaries are somewhat decent against smaller ships. We didn't really get a chance to show off the AA, but honestly, that's not too big of a deal. This is just a really, really fun ship. She's a very powerful ship. I hesitate to say she's the strongest because I don't really think that, but she definitely does stand at the top of for top tier ships. With that, I will wrap up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content. And that will finish up the ship reviews for the right now. We've gone over all the new diamond ships, the camos, the event, the new Japanese battleships, and now the new Russian battleships. And now that's all that's left is the stats clash every week for right now. And we'll be going over tier 3 destroyers in the next video. And hopefully we'll see some good content for the upcoming update. I don't have any news on it, so that's not a hint as to what it might be. It's just, I like to hope for good stuff. Alright, and, well, again, thank you for watching, and take care.